to translate a handwritten sketch like this one into an animation. Yes, something like this. So the software, what it does basically is to take a sketch like this one. It interprets what the user has drawn, for example, a stick man or a dog, and it interprets what actions the user who drew it wanted to express, and turns it into an animation, like this one. Well, this is a screenshot of the animation. Okay. But what I'm going to explain today is how are we doing to test if this software is useful or not. Okay, not the software itself. So, for example, when a user draws what you just saw, or for example, when the user draws something like this, yeah, something like this, and the system generates an animation, is the animation what the user wanted to show, or it is far from that? Yeah? That's what we want to test with this investigation. So what we do with it is we let the users first. We took a group of 20 users. The users were chosen among the students of the university that wanted to volunteer to test the software. Basically, they had to draw something, see what the software animated based on the drawing, and they had to say if the animation was what they were expecting. So after we had shown the users, we told them to say which actors, like which were the main characters of their story. Okay? They had to say, okay, I'm going to use a stick man, I'm going to use a dog, a house. They predefined that. Then, we said, please show some symbols that are easy to differentiate from one another. Yes? Because we are going to take that image and to use a pattern recognition software that if there are symbols that are similar, then we make mistakes. Okay. But then the users were asked to think of any animation they want. They want the software to produce. They thought of that animation and started to draw. They draw according to the constraints we set. We said, if you want to express movement, you have to draw an arrow from the actor to where you want the actor to move. If you want to express an action, you have to write the action down in uppercase and enclose in a box, things like that. Okay, they started to draw whatever they want, and some of them ended with animation, not with drawings like this one. Okay. For example, in this one, what the person wanted to say is there is a person that is feeding a dog, and when the other dog sees he's feeding that dog, he gets closer. Okay. Then, after we had the 20 drawings, we asked them, we put those drawings into the system. And the system started to process the images and generate the animations. Okay? After the system had generated the animations, we showed the users if they were satisfied with their results. For example, is the animation showing the animation that the user thought was what they wanted to say. If it does, then how much, so how good is the user interpreting the user's intention? If no, then why has the system not interpreted well enough the animation? And we ask people if they think that there are some missing expressions in the system. For example, if they wanted to say something, but the system didn't allow it. Yeah? And that's it. About the results, this is like a mock-up presentation because it's not already done. So we don't have results. We know how we want to test the application, but we have not developed the application, so there are no results. Okay? So, is there a discussion?
No questions?
No, thanks. There are some priorities or a way to mark a priority in the action. For example, in the slides with the two dogs with the feed action, how you can say what is first from the model.
That's one of the constraints the interface has now, that it lacks a lot of expressiveness. Like for example, that we cannot say that this action has to occur before that other,
Okay.
or that this action is longer than this other. There is no way to say that in this moment. Okay. There are a lot of constraints, but yes, that's one of the strongest that we are looking at. How can we improve the system exactly for that?
What could be the applications fields in the future for this?
That's the problem we have in this moment. We are starting like backwards. So we are, instead of beginning with a necessity and going to the software development, it's like we are starting with the software development and going to find a client for the software. Yeah? So in this moment, the application we want to test if it's useful for that is to teach children technology. So for example, in schools, where not every child has access to a computer, yeah? But at least the laboratory has one computer, or one per 2 children, 3 children. So it's in that place where we want to say the children draw and put that into the PC and see how looks your animation.